Rise and Shine Rwanda, it's Tuesday the 16th of June.
Coming up on today's Rise and Shine Rwanda. Another master's degree program coming to Rwanda, and we found out about it.
We explore a source of capital that entrepreneurs could benefit from.
And we attend the launch of a brand new initiative for teens. Good morning, it's just after 7 o'clock in the morning and you're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Regis Isheja.
And me, Makeda Mahario. Over the next hour, we'll be bringing you the latest news, sports, and business headlines from here in Rwanda and around the world. And of course, the Rise and Shine team is here with us in studio. Fidelis, what is going on in the world of business?
Well, in business today, we get to learn about a new source of capital for all you startup businesses. You know, you all normally go to the bank. Well, forget about the bank. So we're going to tell you about a new place that you could hit that could give you all the money you need.
I thought you were going to say you can just hide your money under the mattress in your bed.
No,
you don't need to go to the bank anymore. All right.
Okay, well, all that and more is still to come. But first, Rise and Shine, story of the day.
With many young Rwandans having to go abroad to complete their master's degree, it's always a welcome sight whenever a master's studies program opens right here in Rwanda. The University of Global Health Equity is doing just that, with the aim of training Rwandans to deliver high-quality health care. Take a look. This is as groundbreaking as it gets. A health sciences university in Rwanda with the aim of training Rwandans to deliver high-quality health care. The University of Global Health Equity, in collaboration with the government of Rwanda, Harvard Medical School, and other partners, are looking at this as a path to transform Rwanda's healthcare system.
This is an initiative of Partners in Health, supported by the Rwandan government at all levels. The Partners in Health has been working in Rwanda for many years, almost a decade, so we have great relationships here. We know that healthcare has been very successful, and we're hoping this can be a center of excellence for education to continue to improve that healthcare. So we think there's a need. Harvard University has been a strong partner and has also done a lot with training Rwandans, both here and at Harvard and Boston in the United States. So we're excited to have an actual campus and some academic programs to continue that.
For so long, our youth had to go overseas to pursue their master's degree. This initiative is geared at availing the same kind of studies here in Rwanda.
One of the things that's going to be unique about studying in Rwanda is you'll be able to study healthcare in a peri-urban environment, so near Masaka, as well as in an urban environment near Butaro. So the idea is that you do not need to go to a low-resource setting in the United States or in Europe to study those healthcare issues. You can do it in your very own country. So not only do we want to educate Rwandans in that environment, but we want people coming from Europe, coming from the United States, coming from other countries in Africa to get that opportunity.
The program starts this upcoming September, and the aim is very clear.
Starting with the Master of Science in Global Health Delivery, which will open this September. 20 students, it's a 2-year program, executive style, so they'll come to class Wednesday evenings and 1 weekend a month. Soon after that, we're going to build a more robust health sciences education program with medical and nursing education, possibly executive education in the near term, but all of that will come once we really perfect things using the master's program, which is our signature curriculum.
Make sure you register. Regis Isheja, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining me in studio now is Sarah Trent, Director of the Masters of Global Health Delivery at the University of Global Health Equity. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's great to have you on the show. Now, I'm really excited about this because one of the pet peeves to me is having a lot of people that you know and that you don't know have to go abroad to follow the studies and, you know, pursue their master's degree while they could actually stay here and, you know, contribute to the country moving forward and all that. So what inspired you to actually do this to begin with?
Partners in Health has worked for over 10 years in Rwanda, and so it's clearly the best environment for education and training around global health delivery that we have found. So we're very, very excited to have a location where students can train, they can do field work, and they can advance medical education, healthcare delivery education, nursing education right here in Rwanda. We know we'll draw people from outside of Rwanda. We know this will put Rwanda on the map in even a different way. But we're very, very excited to partner and continue collaborations with the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, Harvard University, and certainly Partners in Health.
Now, one of the things that's key to this is, and I know a lot of people are going to be asking you about this, the teachers. Where are they coming from? Are they local? Are they coming from abroad? Are they really great to the point where you don't actually have to go study abroad? Where do you get those teachers, and how good are they?
We think they will be exceptional. So we have faculty with lots of teaching experience coming from the US, coming from Harvard, coming from other locations where Partners in Health works, but we also have a strong cohort of local Rwandese faculty. And we're excited to help merge the faculty so it's one faculty, very unified, Rwandans and people from around the globe.
So now we know it's the government of Rwanda, we know Harvard is part of it, we also know that there are other partners. When you first brought this idea to the government of Rwanda, was it, first of all, was it you who brought it to the government of Rwanda, or them who brought it to you guys?
The relationship between the executive leadership of Partners in Health and the government of Rwanda has traditionally been very, very close. So this initiative comes out of years of conversations, years of dreams between individuals in those positions, and they really did develop it collaboratively.
All right. Now, the process in which, because this begins in September, right?
Yes.
The process in which students can register, and how can they get to know what's going to be available to them, and how do they get registered?
Sure. We're going to start by doing some information sessions, both in Kigali and outside of Kigali, so that people can come, learn about the program, ask questions. We also, of course, have a website, www.ughe.org. From there, you can register to be on our mailing list. You can sign up for information, announcements. You can apply right there online. We have a frequently asked questions document that we're updating constantly, new information. So the idea is that people can start applying now. We hope to receive applications in June and July for a big September start date.
Now, Masaka, Butaro, is there going to be any here downtown Kigali?
Absolutely. So for the short-term plan for the next 1 to 2 years will be based on Wednesday nights in Kigali. It's an executive-style program, so all of our students will be working. They'll come to Kigali Wednesday night and take class, and then 1 weekend a month will be in Rinkwavu at the IMB PIH Training Center.
You guys are going all over the place. Rinkwavu as well.
We're going all over the place. We want to have urban and rural, as I mentioned, so that people are learning about healthcare delivery in both of those important settings and able to contrast it. Then in about 2 to 3 years, once our campus opens in Butaro, we'll have students there, as well as in Masaka, where we'll have our peri-urban campus. And we hope that Masaka will really develop research, other health initiatives that the campus will be central to.
Now, the great thing about this is not just that the fact that students here can actually pursue their studies here, but it's also the healthcare part, because you're not just answering the studies issues, you're also targeting sector that's key to the development of this country, which is healthcare. They're doing a phenomenal job so far. Obviously, we're never satisfied. We want more. What do you feel needs to be done? What's left to be done in the healthcare sector?
Well, we're very excited that Rwanda met its Millennium Development Goals focused on health. I mean, that should be something Rwanda can stand up for and be very, very proud of. So we're excited about that. We know that we can help with the delivery piece. So we know that there are lots of people trained in healthcare in Rwanda. We know that numbers is only going to grow. And we want to make sure that the delivery science piece, so translating implementation, monitoring evaluation, good program management, strong research, connections with veterinary science through One Health. We want to make sure that all of that is being done cohesively, which is why we've developed this important global health curriculum focused on delivery science that we will then infuse with all of our more traditional health science and medical education programs.
Now, you know I'm going to ask you this question. The campus experience, what is it going to be like? How are you guys envisioning the whole thing?
Sure. Well, initially when we start out, we're going to, like I said, be physically in Kigali and physically in Rinkwavu. When the students are in Rinkwavu, they're going to be spending 2 to 3 nights together. We're going to have activities, curricular responsibilities kind of around the clock. So it'll really be like a campus environment, very close. Faculty will be there with the students. We'll be doing excursions, kind of field work, things like that together. When we move to the campus, you know, I think that you have some images of what it's going to look like.
Right.
Picture a state-of-the-art facility. We're right there next to Butara Hospital, so students can be in the clinical environment if that suits them. There are also lots of community-based research projects available there and elsewhere. We'll have dormitories, we'll have housing for faculty, we'll have, you know, an athletic facility, all of the things that I think make the quality of life really, really high. But it's important to that community to root the university there in Butaro.
Now, before we wrap up, obviously I have to ask you this. You've been in Ethiopia, which is another African country on the rise. What has been your experience like here in Rwanda, especially jump-starting a project like
Sure. It's a great question. I've lived in Rwanda now going on about a year and a half. I've also spent time and traveled and worked in many, many African countries. You know, I think that what's important about Rwanda is they're very, very interested in progress. You know, they're ready to take on education initiatives. They're ready to be very creative. They want to be a leader in the region. They want to be a leader in the world. So I think that as we've developed this program, we've seen those initiatives take shape. We've seen people really get behind us and support us and want to be a part of the program. So we're really looking for an inaugural class of master's students that has that ethos, that has that drive.
Can we count on you to come back when you guys open?
Yes!
When you start rolling, we can count on you?
Can we count on you to be there?
Absolutely. End of August, early September, right?
It'll be mid-September. We'll have our launch, and then we'll have our Butara campus sort of ribbon-cutting ceremony probably as well in September.
All right. Sarah Trent, it's been an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Come back anytime.
Thank you.
All right. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda. We'll be right back after the break.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwandair and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Time for the business news. Fidelis Karangwa has the details.
Business stories making headlines today. Rwanda Standards Board has intensified efforts to increase awareness about the importance of standards in the development of the country. The campaign will help increase the levels of standards awareness and help instill a culture of standardization among the population, especially students, so that they understand the value of standards in addressing global economic, environmental, and societal sustainability issues at a young age. And top officials from the World Bank and the East African community have been exploring ways to improve transport links to landlocked countries. At a meeting held in UNESCO headquarters in Paris, the partners proposed ways to improve infrastructure and transport challenges along the key trading corridors so as to assess the challenges and opportunities to facilitate better regional integration in East Africa. Officials said increasing the integration between the different modes of transport by developing the corridor can significantly improve connectivity and contribute to higher growth in the region. Now, as more companies set up shop in the country, the need for capital to start up and maintain businesses has continued to rise over the years, putting more banks under pressure to meet this rising demand. Well, today we meet a firm that's here to help such companies to raise money without having help from the bank. Take a look. Kigali is now seen to be the business destination of East Africa, as it still has so many business ventures that are yet to be explored. But with the need to set up businesses comes demand for capital, which most companies do not have when starting up. This company, however, is introducing local businesses to a new source of capital.
We know the country is in a serious need of funds, of capitals. Many people here, many entrepreneurs here are feeling short of capital when they go to banks, because banks are overwhelmed by short of capital on their own, also some defaults in projects, then they resist in offering more money to entrepreneurs. That one. Secondly is, even our bank themselves, they have access to kind of short-term deposits, then they can lend to people. And what we are doing is promoting local entrepreneurs and assist them to have access to international market, where they can raise funds on international financial market, where they have access to funds, first of all, cheap and more affordable, because they can have very long term in payments.
By helping local entrepreneurs prepare all the requirements, including documents, restructuring, and linking them to international financiers, BDO helps local businesses to be able to compete with international businesses that would have otherwise been more attractive to investors. And although more people are now open to this idea, they still face challenges when dealing with local business owners.
We feel short of low competencies to develop very good and excellent business plans, respect national standards, and then we need to always call people from abroad to come and assist us to develop business sketches for local entrepreneurs. That one. Secondly is, the market is used to raise funds from local banks. They have a way of filling into local context. But when you go international, there are some other international benchmark requirements people have to do, and our local entrepreneurs are not yet familiar of those standards, of those requirements to raise funds on the international market. Means when you approach someone and say you need some big funds, you don't only have to go to a local bank, you can also compare with an international supply of capital, but you look at conditions. One of the conditions are documentary conditions, and you will feel most of them are not yet at that level of providing financial information, project planning, market analysis as it is required on international market. That's the biggest challenge.
With so much still yet to be done to educate local entrepreneurs on the opportunities that await them on the international markets, Mr. Emmanuel had one last piece of advice to share.
The capital or financial market is not limited to local banks. There are also very big financials outside there, living in countries where you don't have opportunities. They are dying of getting opportunities where to invest. What you do is to embrace international benchmark. You approach a firm like BDO to assist you to prepare all books and information. Then you assist you to raise funds, and your project is implemented.
And as Rwanda makes more deals to attract more investors into the country, it can only be hoped that local entrepreneurs are ready and well equipped to take on these opportunities presented to them by storm. Karangwa Fidelis, Rise and Shine Rwanda.
So, Fidelis, I actually really like this report, because a lot of times we focus so much on trying to bring investors into the country and trying to make the situation really easy for them, because of course we want to attract them. So I feel like sometimes local business owners or would-be entrepreneurs don't get as much attention as maybe they could be getting.
Yeah.
So what did you learn today that you didn't really know before?
That's a very good question. Like you said, the country is already doing so much to attract investors into the country, but what we don't notice is, as much as we see businesses every day set up, already working, and even some of them being very successful, not all of them necessarily have like a project plan out, or like all the necessary documents, or all these things. So even when an investor decides to work with them, chances are they won't be able to work with them because they can't present to them everything that they need to present to them document-wise, or their plan for the rest of, like, let's say at least 10 years, something like that. So businesses really need to focus on that and work on that. And most of them, actually, most business owners, let's be honest, it's just an idea that they had, and they're not really people who went to business school, for example. So they should consult companies like this. They should consult, go for trainings. There's short-term courses that teach these things, and you basically just get to understand how to do your business better and what you need to do, behind the scenes, those things that people don't see necessarily when they walk into the store, so that you can improve your business and make it more attractive for investors. So I think lots of business people really need to focus on that.
Now we have a lot of Rwandans obviously that live abroad, that actually go to business school over there, but over here you mentioned business school, and you said a lot of these businessmen didn't necessarily go to business school.
Sure.
Is it something they should start teaching in business schools first?
I think business school here is already really good. I mean, they teach a lot of things. It's just not necessarily people who go to business school always end up doing business. Most of them end up working in banks and all these places, and don't always invest what they've learned in businesses. But that's what I'm telling you. And even as I was talking to Emmanuel, who was talking about it, and he was saying that's why even until today, most of the accountants, most of the really good marketers that we have in the country are not people who are necessarily Rwandan people. They're people who come into the country from Kenya, from Uganda, to do jobs that Rwandan people should be doing, not because Rwandan people don't know how to do them, but mostly because they've chosen to venture into other things, and they're not doing that part of business for the locals. So I feel like people should just maybe focus their attention more on taking these business courses and actually eventually doing business, because let's be honest, business owners actually need all the help they can get. It's easier if you get it from a local person, someone whom you speak the same language, someone you can understand, you can interact easier. Then it's easier for you to conduct your business with that person, as opposed to, let's say, for example, Kenyan person. Not that you have a problem with them, but it's just you feel like you're at home with this person. So yeah, people should definitely explore this opportunity and try to stick to business and sharing their business information with business owners.
I know BDO just launched here in Rwanda, but they're worldwide. They have a lot of different places. Is this something that they're focusing on, because they're an accounting firm, right?
Yes,
so they do a lot of different things. Is this something that they're kind of focusing on right now for Rwanda?
Well, actually, what we're talking about right now, this financial advisory that they just started, is a new service, because initially they normally do accounting for different firms. So this is a new service, because when they got here, they actually realized it's actually true. Most people, when starting up a business, they think, oh, I should go to a bank. That's the first thing that they think of, to get money. But that's not always the only way to go. There's so many other things that you could do, and that's why lately they're encouraging people to have people buy shares into their companies, because that's another source of money. You should be able to not only look for markets in Rwanda, look for markets outside Rwanda. I've been talking about this even yesterday on the show. So basically, people should just open their minds outside Rwanda and think, there's money out there to be made. There's money out there that they can invest into their businesses. Let's just be open to those ideas and take them whenever they can.
Now, when you were talking to Emmanuel, was he telling you how hard it is or easy it is to actually get people to understand that financial help is very important? That educating you about how to invest and what to invest in, and how to be attractive when you want people to come invest in your business, how tough or easy it can be.
Yeah, I mean, even last week we were talking about financial inclusion, and last week we were focusing on women. But it's everywhere. It's even with men. It's with all people in Rwanda. People want to make money. They just don't necessarily know how to make this money, the right places to invest this money, how to easily make this money. And it's something that all of us could get educated about. So people people to just be more open to learning things. I mean, now we have really good internet. People have most of the time have access to the internet. Just learn to read, have a reading culture, have a culture to attend most of these conferences, have a culture to take on personal classes whenever you can, and just learn as much as you can on how best to conduct your business and how best to invest your money. So I think that's like the best way I could say to people.
Definitely very educational there.
For sure,
Thank
for
you
sure.
very
Hope you'll
much
be
for sharing
investing very soon.
Oh, yes, hopefully.
Well, you're up to date today's business headlines. Sports news coming up next in just a minute with Regis Isheja.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda Sports News Now with me, Regis Isheja. Starting with local volleyball, the volleyball senior national team will start their preparations early next month ahead of the All Africa Games, which is slated this upcoming September in Congo-Brazzaville. Head coach Paul Bitok will name the provisional team later this month. FRVB has plans to use the Men's Africa Volleyball Championship, slated for July in Cairo, Egypt, as part of the team's preparations. Rwanda is pooled alongside North African giants Algeria, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Ghana, and Seychelles in Group B of the upcoming All Africa Games. Rwanda beat Uganda, Burundi, and Kenya to earn the ticket for All Africa Games. In 2011, in the All Africa Games held in Maputo, Mozambique, Rwanda was pooled in the same group with Cameroon and Seychelles. Rwanda lost to Cameroon 3-1 and defeated Seychelles 3-1 before losing in the semi-finals to Algeria. Now to international football. Portugal moved 5 points clear at the top of the European Championship qualifying Group I over the weekend after Cristiano Ronaldo's third successive hat-trick secured a crucial 3-2 win in Armenia. Portugal sits top of Group I on 12 points. Robert Lewandowski scored a hat-trick in the last 4 minutes of play to lead Poland to a 4-0 victory over Georgia, while Germany mauled Gibraltar thanks to Andre Schürrle, who scored a hat-trick as the world champions routed the part-timers 7-0. Two Zlatan Ibrahimovic strikes formed part of a 3-goal burst just before halftime that gave Sweden a 3-1 over a feisty Montenegro in Group G, and France, which will host the competition next year, lost for the third time in 4 matches when it fell 1-0 in another friendly in Albania in a listless performance. Didier Deschamps, Les Bleus, is struggling, having lost 4-3 at home to Belgium 2 weeks ago. On to the NBA Finals. Stephen Curry looked like an MVP caliber talent again, and his Warriors are now on the brink of winning the franchise's first title since 1975. The Warrior star, who has been contained for much of the finals, finished Game 5 with 37 points, hitting 13 of 23 overall and 7 of 13 from three-point range, as Golden State took a 3-2 series edge. History teaches us that the Game 5 winner in a 2-2 finals has won the series 20 out of 28 times. The Curry versus LeBron James matchup that received so much hype coming in was on full display, as James had 40 points, 14 rebounds, and 11 assists, but liked the kind of help Curry is getting from his supporting cast. The Warriors will try to win their first title since 1975 tomorrow morning in Cleveland, which hasn't won a major sports championship in 51 years. Game 7, if necessary, will be in Auckland on Saturday morning. Well, that's all for sports. We'll be right back, Makeda and I, for news. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Let's take a look now at news making headlines here in Rwanda and around the world.
Rwandan peacekeeping officers serving under the United Nations Stabilization Mission in Haiti received service medals for their exceptional duties. More than 100 officers from the Rwanda-formed police unit were pinned with medals in an award ceremony presided over by the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General and Head of Mission in Haiti, Sandra Honore. Honore commended the troops for their role in community policing, joint operations with United Nations Police and the National Police of Haiti. Currently, Rwanda has more than 500 police peacekeepers serving in 7 UN missions across the continent.
The Ministry of National Resources and Ministry of Agriculture have launched a campaign to preserve the country's natural resources. This was announced at the regional workshop under the theme Towards a Coordinated Action for Forest Landscape Restoration and Sustainable Food and Agriculture. The joint campaign is expected to help increase land productivity without destroying the country's natural resources. Officials said the initiative will also help promote food security and bring sustainable solutions to Rwanda's development challenges. Rwanda has reportedly lost 64% of the forest in the past years, and over 40,000 tons of soil are lost every year due to erosion.
In regional news, Sudan's President Omar al-Bashir left South Africa despite a court order which banned him from leaving the country until an application for his arrest was heard. Sudanese State Minister for Information said South Africa had always agreed not to arrest the head of state while he was in the country for the African Union Summit. The Pretoria High Court was due to decide whether Bashir should be handed over to the International Criminal Court, which had charged him with war crimes during the Darfur conflict. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said the ICC's warrant for the arrest of Mr. Bashir must be implemented by countries who have signed up to the court's status.
And in international news, a top Islamist militant who ordered a deadly attack on an Algerian gas plant 2 years ago has reportedly been killed in a U.S. airstrike in Libya. A statement from the Libyan government said Mokhtar Belmokhtar was killed in the east of Libya where he was being targeted. Belmokhtar, who was a former senior figure in Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb, gained popularity with the attack on a gas plant in Algeria in 2013, where about 800 people were taken hostage and 40 killed. His death has been reported many times in the past. Lots more still to come. Lifestyle is up next. Plus, we take a look at what's hot right now in our daily debate section, Hot Topics. We'll be right back.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda. Lifestyle now. Makeda, what do you have for us?
I have a very cool lunch that I attended over the weekend. I'm excited for you to see it.
No, you didn't even tell us, so we can come along.
We've covered so many stories here on Rise and Shine about the empowerment of women here in Rwanda. Just in the past few days alone, we featured 2 different stories about financial inclusion for women in business. This initiative, though, is a little bit different. It targets teenage girls and trains them in many different aspects of life, giving them the foundation and confidence to navigate the world ahead of them. Take a look at the launch of the Paper Crown Institute, which took place over the weekend.
Paper Crown is an organization that I started based on work I was already doing in Rwanda, where I wanted to do more listening and less talking.
The launch and fundraiser for new initiative Paper Crown Institute took place at Inema Art Studios and featured a slew of performances by talented musicians and poets. So, what's the initiative actually about?
Okay, the Paper Crown is an institution that was started by a Canadian lady. It's called Katie Carlson. It's all about educating young girls about gender balance, leadership, and entrepreneurship. So he's starting a project called Uwicheza, which is all about showing young girls, teaching young girls to develop their skills of leadership and entrepreneurship so that they can use that in the future and improve the country in general.
Highly ambitious goals for this new project. But how did Canadian native Katie Carlson come up with this idea?
I'm a gender specialist. I'm from Canada. I've lived in Rwanda for almost 4 years now. I worked with young women here, and they were asking me for these skills. They were asking me for this kind of training, for this knowledge, for this experience. They wanted skills to develop their communities. They wanted skills to succeed in life professionally and personally. So they were seeking answers from me. I began by teaching them gender and leadership workshops, and that led to the founding of Paper Crown.
The evening was filled with speeches full of promise and uplifting poems and songs. We caught up with one of the performers to see why she supports the cause.
I think it's good to teach girls to express themselves in public, to have that confidence, because they are already strong, they are already intelligent, they are already all that. No one can teach them that. You have that inside of you, you know? But you can only be taught how to express it. And I think it's a beautiful initiative. And I think if all girls could go through that part of leadership and self-expression, they will build enough confidence to change our country. And this is what I am here.
It's a really good project that we hope to learn things like leadership skills, entrepreneur, and different things that will help us in the future to be beautiful Rwandans. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for coming.
Here's to nothing but success for this inspiring new journey. Makeda Mahario, Rise and Shine Rwanda. And joining us now in studio is Katie Carlson, gender specialist and founder of the Paper Crown Institute. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Welcome. Thanks for having me.
So this looks like it was a really, really interesting event. It was a fundraiser and the launch, right? So
yes.
You are raising funds for what exactly?
This specific fundraiser was for the Uwicheza project, which is a 3-month project that we're launching on August 1st with some of the students that were in the video from Lycée de Kigali.
All right, so and I think she spoke a little bit about the project, and it seems very cool. How did you decide to pick up yourself, leave Canada, come to Rwanda, and start this initiative?
I was into social justice from a really young age, and during my undergrad I actually took some women's studies courses. I got more into the concept and the theory of gender roles, feminism, gender equality, also in a social justice framework, so looking at the role that men play, the role that women play, and how those dynamics bounce off each other. So the focus of Paper Crown is really to try to foster social and behavioral change based on engaging different communities. So I did my master's thesis on Rwanda, on how they had advanced since 1994. upon democratization and state policies towards supporting women and empowering girls and women. And I love the country, so I came back to live in 2012, and then it sort of developed organically from there.
So how do the girls react when you're doing these trainings, when you're conducting these workshops and things like that? Are they open to everything that you're saying? Are they a bit shy about some of the changes that you suggest or that you teach them about?
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I really focus on not really talking and asking more questions, because they have already the knowledge and they have the life experience that I'm aware of also from my research in Rwanda, but I don't want to present or create the space where I feel like I'm lecturing them or talking at them. So what we really try to do is foster discussion. So I basically pose questions, and that's where all of the talking and the information comes from. And they are 100% open and 100% on board. And one of the feedback messages I get a lot, because we do evaluations after every workshop, from a lot of girls, is that they really appreciate the chance to be able to talk about these things, because they say we don't have any space in our lives where we can talk about these things just on a regular basis. So to bring girls together creates a feeling of friendship, solidarity, and they really love being able to have a voice and put it out there. So, yeah.
So, you say that you do a lot of listening in these, and you kind of make them talk it out themselves. Do you find that there are some cultural aspects that you kind of don't understand coming from Canada? So is it somehow a challenge trying to get your ideas through, but also being sensitive of the culture here in Rwanda?
Yeah, it's not too much, because Rwanda has such a progressive attitude towards gender equality. Not everybody everywhere understands what that means. Part of the reason why we wanted to do the sort of gender education workshops was because we were getting feedback from the Ministry of Gender that they have a lot of challenges, particularly in the rural areas, with people understanding what does gender mean, what does it actually mean, and in many cases it's misconceived as being just about women and just about somehow disempowering men or oppressing men to lift women up, which is completely not the truth. So in a way, that's a bit of a cultural barrier in general, but when I'm working with the girls, you find, as one of the poets, Natasha, was saying, that they have that spark and they have that drive, and they really want to be able to talk about it and bring it out instead of keeping things in the dark, even though they see around them, our culture teaches us this, our culture teaches us that. So I learned a lot from them. I think I was probably in a better place to start engaging with them because I had done a lot of research in advance. And I had spent some time here already and lived here for a while before really taking off Paper Crown. So there are cultural issues, but I think the fundamentals are universal, which are equality, nonviolence, dignity, and respect for all.
So you were saying while we were watching the short feature that Florence, the girl that was speaking, she's one of the more outspoken and comfortable ones.
She is.
Do you find that most of the students are kind of like that, or they're a little bit more reserved? Because I know Rwandans in general, it's said that they tend to be quite reserved and a little bit shy.
Yes, it's true, and that's self-reported as well. A lot of the girls say, one of the first feedbacks I got from my first workshop at Gashora Girls Academy was, I really love this workshop, but I noticed that even in our school, where girls are more empowered than maybe in other schools because of the specific environment at Gashora, there was even girls that were shy and timid to speak in this workshop. And so that says to me that we need more of this, even though these girls are relatively more empowered. We need more of this because they are shy. So there's some that are almost impossible to get them to talk. And when they talk, they almost whisper. So part of some of the workshops we do is about public speaking and presentation. And self-confidence is a big one. Self-confidence is the #1 most commonly cited barrier that girls tell me is a problem for them, growing up personally and professionally. So we really try to work on that too.
So for the future of Paper Crown, what do you hope to achieve? Where do you see yourself in the next however many years?
World domination. I don't know. No, I do know. We want to expand to East Africa, preferably in the next 5 years. I don't know if we'll be able to get through all of Rwanda in the next 5 years, but we've had such an overwhelmingly positive response to things like the Uicheza project. I've had men's groups come and talk to me about doing trainings with them, which we've done as well. Engaging men is one of our areas of intervention, and we also do research. So we have a lot of different areas that keep us busy, and I would really like to see, for one, the Uicheza project expanded all across different public schools in Rwanda, and we're working with a lot of Rwandan partners for that, for the mentors, for the community development. So I think it will be, this pilot will be really successful, and then people will just, hopefully it will catch like wildfire.
So, I mean, is there anyone who is watching right now and they're saying, this is something that I would love to be involved in, or something that I want to kind of take part in maybe? What would you have to say to them? Is it kind of open for people to chat to you? Or
It's wide open. Anyone can call me, email me, WhatsApp, SMS, Instagram. I got an Instagram message from a young teenage girl in Virginia who's Rwandan.
Wow.
From the diaspora, and she moved there when she's 11, and now she's 16, and she's actually starting a paper crown club. So there's ways that you can be formally involved where we do the training, and there's ways that you can be informally involved where if you have a club at your school, we're open to anything. And we're young and we're innovative, so we're looking at people who are coming up with fresh ideas. We're open to trying a lot of new different things, so we're not the typical sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, it sounds amazing. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck. The launch looked great. I hope that
it was really successful.
Yes,
yeah,
I heard that there was some funds raised.
Yes, there were. We were giving away flights, so we had a really high bid on the flights for someone that was conveniently going to New York.
Oh, great.
So that was perfect timing, and I just want to thank everybody that supported us. Eugene Anangwe, you know Eugene from radio and
Eugene
TV. Yes, VJ Nano, Carol from Karaoke, Teta Diana, Josh, I should say Trudy.
You had some celebs there.
We did.
Some good support happening
Yes,
there.
they were really supportive. It was really nice to have
Great.
them.
Well, we support you here at Rise and Shine as well.
Thank you.
And good luck for everything that's coming up.
Thank you very much.
And speaking of coming up, we also have Hot Topics up next, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Rwanda, and it's that Hot Topics time again. As always, the Rise and Shine Rwanda team have been out and about gathering everything you need to know about what's happening here and abroad, from what's trending on Twitter to the debates in your local cafe. We've got it for you right here, right now. All right, guys, so Dustin Mlambo, this is a judge in the Pretoria High Court in South Africa. He has said that the fact that President Omar al-Bashir of Sudan has been let go, that he has flown back to Sudan, his country, is a letdown to the South African judicial system, and that it really makes South Africa look bad in the international on the international scene. Now, the context is this: Omar al-Bashir has an arrest mandate that's out there from the ICC, the International Criminal Court, and for war crimes. Now, he was attending the African Union heads of states meeting that took place in South Africa this weekend, and a lot of people figured that that's where he will actually be seized, because South Africa is one of the countries that actually signed the ICC convention. And he was not arrested, but a lot of people waited to see if he was going to fly back to Sudan or not. They were waiting on the Pretoria High Court to decide over this matter, which never happened, and he actually flew before they actually took a decision. So now there's a lot of people saying, like this judge said, a lot of people are saying, well, had he been seized, had he been thrown to the ICC, that a lot of presidents were going to be scared to actually go back to South Africa, because they know it's one of the countries that have signed the convention. Other people saying, does this look like the West is weak when it comes to actually grabbing the southern hemisphere's presidents? I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys believe that the ICC should rule over what's going on in the rest of the world, or that we should have our own judicial systems and that we shouldn't abide by it?
I mean, it's hard to really say what should the whole world do, okay? But my thing is, I think that he knew when he was going there that this is a possibility that South Africa had signed, and he's I don't want to say he's smarter than that, but I think that he knew that this is something that people were kind of thinking could happen, but he decided to go anyway because he knew that he was going to leave as well. He was going to go right back to where he came from. Now, listen, this is not my area of expertise, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I always love when there's a little political drama
And
in
on
the
Twitter,
air.
everybody's like, will he leave? Like yesterday, 2 nights ago, that was the debate. Like everybody was talking about it.
I remember.
Everybody wanted to know if he was gonna leave South Africa. Now, the thing is, the ICC, a lot of people have been voicing their opinion, saying the ICC shouldn't even exist to begin with, because it doesn't pursue, Westerners, heads of states. It's only Africa and South America and Asia, and a lot of people are saying that's unfair. I don't know. What do you guys feel about that?
I feel like it's easy to judge and to talk when you're on the outside, when you're not part of something,
Right.
because everyone always has an opinion when the decision doesn't eventually come down to you and you making the decision. So I feel like maybe they did something, or maybe they did something right. But eventually, I mean, he committed crimes. Eventually, he's going to get punished for it. I feel like, we should just wait and see how it progresses slowly. But, people shouldn't just judge so much.
It's always complex when you're dealing with a head of state.
Right.
Exactly.
It's
It's
not
not
just
that easy. You can't just... Yeah.
What are your opinions about
My
it?
opinion is a lot of presidents, just like Omar al-Bashir, are in the same position. A lot of presidents have been on the list, and the ICC is going after them. We remember when
Yes,
President
just the other day.
Kenyatta went actually back. He went to London by himself, and he said, "Listen, y'all are accusing me of this and that. Well, I'm here."
And that was dramatic as well.
That was unbelievable. I had never seen anything like it, but. I mean, he found a way to do it. Omar al-Bashir is back in Sudan. He's expected to do a press conference as soon as he lands. That's going to be dramatic because a lot of people are waiting to hear what he has to say. And clearly, from the confine of his own home, he doesn't have a lot to worry about once he's there, right? So
all we can do is wait and see what's going to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We want to know what you guys think. So don't forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we're talking about here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. So tweet us at Rise and Shine RW and let us know what your thoughts are on the topic. Like us on Facebook, send us ideas for programs, comment on our photos, tag us. Check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda YouTube page where you can catch all the shows and reports that we're uploading for you daily. Follow us on Instagram, Rise and Shine RW. We're always posting behind the scenes photos. Or simply check out our Rise and Shine Rwanda website. So that's all the time we have for today, but we love to hear your feedback. So really, do let us know if you have any ideas for the program. You've been watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Makeda Mahario.
And me, Regis Isheja, will be here, same time, same place tomorrow. So do join us then. We'll be here, for sure. But for now, from the both of us, and from Fifi here, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.